Yeah, after those last two reviews, I kind of needed this one. Spiral was released in 2021, directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, starring Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, and Max Minghella. And yeah, I wasn't a fan of the last two movies in this franchise, as seen by the reviews that I posted. So yeah, this was a very nice change of pace. This is the first time I've rewatched it since it was in theaters. But I loved it then, and yeah, I still love it now. So let's go ahead and start this review off with the good. First of all, Chris Rock. I see a lot of people giving his performance in this movie a lot of hate, but I don't see it. I really liked his performance in this movie. I thought that he had a really good, serious turn in this movie. I mean, yes, he's known as the comedic guy, and sure, it might have been a little hard at first to see past his comedic background, to take his performance seriously at first, but I still really enjoyed his more serious role in this movie, and I really liked his performance. Samuel L. Jackson is a legend and needs no introduction. He's not in the movie a whole bunch, but when he is on screen, he's doing his thing. He's doing a great job. And Samuel L. Jackson, in my opinion, as an actor, he can do no wrong. He can be in the worst movie of all time, still give a good performance. Yeah, really like Samuel L. Jackson here. I also really liked his chemistry with Chris Rock when they are on screen together. And finally, the last one I want to talk about is Max Minghella, and I really like him in this movie. I might have seen him in a few other things here and there, but this is the main thing I know him from. But he's a really great, underrated actor, and I really loved his turn as Detective Shank in this movie. And aside from the characters, I really, really love the story here. I love the fact that it kind of breaks away from the linear storytelling of the first seven movies and what was attempted with the eighth movie. I really like the fact that this movie is clearly set within the Saw franchise, but it's also doing its own thing and telling its own story instead of tying itself to the John Kramer storyline. Yes, you get mentions of John Kramer. You see him in a picture at some point in the movie. But it was still really nice to not be tied down to that character. And I feel like that really benefited this movie a lot. Because you bring back the mystery aspect behind we're trying to guess who the killer is, and we don't know who it is. The reveal might have been a little obvious to some people. If you really pay attention to the clues, it was kind of obvious. But I really liked the reveal, as obvious as some say it is. I really liked the reveal in the end. Um, to anybody who hasn't seen this movie for some reason and you still want to see it, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I thought it was a really good reveal at the end as to who the killer is and what their goal was. And on top of that, you get some really great traps and some really great carnage candy to go with the traps. Like I say about the Saw movies as a whole, you don't go to these movies for Oscar-worthy writing. You go to these movies to get some carnage candy, and you get it in just about every movie. This movie has no shortage of it. You got some really great traps. You got the finger trap, which is probably my favorite trap in the movie. Also, you got the tongue trap, which is the opening trap, the hot wax trap, just a bunch of really great traps in this movie. And obviously, the score elevates it. You get that classic Saw theme near the end, and it just kicks off everything and leaves the movie off on a very, very good note. A tragic note, yes, but a very good note, in my opinion. A very badass ending to this film. Kind of a shame that we're probably never going to see this storyline continued. As far as I know for now, maybe there's plans for a Spiral sequel somewhere down the line, but I'm not holding my breath. But either way, That's about all for the good, on to the bad. And I guess if I had to point anything out here, it's all the rest of the characters in this movie are kind of disposable, but that's what you go in to expect from a Saw movie. The characters are just disposable except for the main character. So I can't really dock it for that, but I guess I can point that out. Final thoughts. I do really like this movie. I think it's probably my favorite sequel in the franchise. Spiral is a really fun entry into the franchise of Saw, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Spiral. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.